Her against the mob. The month before last was Black History Month. Last month was Women's History Month. I decided to combine the two and create one presentation. This is Eunice Carter. Eunice Carter was born on July 16, 1899, in Atlanta, Georgia. Both of her grandparents were slaves. In 1935, she became New York's first African American assistant district attorney. Eunice Carter was appointed by Special Prosecutor Thomas Dewey in 1935. Their target was the New York Mafia. Thomas Dewey hired 20 lawyers, 19 white men, and Eunice Hunton Carter. Most of the lawyers were working on crimes such as loan sharking, numbers running, kidnapping, drugs, and murder. Eunice Carter was assigned to work on prostitution. During her investigation, Carter discovered the person behind prostitution in New York was Lucky Luciano, one of the biggest and most notorious crime bosses in United States history. Lucky Luciano created America's first national organized crime syndicate called the Commission. The Commission was run by New York's 5 Italian crime families and some of the biggest Jewish gangsters such as Dutch Schultz and Meyer Lansky. As the assistant district attorney, many of Eunice Carter's cases were brought against women who were arrested and charged with prostitution. She noticed that some of the defendants used the same bail bondsmen and attorneys and also told similar stories in an attempt to avoid jail time. It was then that she discovered that the mafia controlled the prostitution racket in New York. Carter presented Dewey the information she discovered that indicated the commission was seriously involved in prostitution, including the gangsters collected 50% of their sex workers' earnings. Dewey ordered law enforcement officers to raid the brothels in New York City, and 100 sex workers were arrested. Eunice Carter managed to build trust with multiple prostitutes, some of whom reported being physically abused by mafiosi, and convinced them to testify against the mob. Lucky Luciano went on the run when he received a tip that there was a warrant for his arrest. Luciano went into hiding in Hot Springs, Arkansas, and was eventually caught, arrested, and brought back to New York. Even though Lucky Luciano denied being involved in prostitution, the evidence against him led to him being tried and found guilty of all of the charges. He received a sentence of 30 to 40 years in prison. In 1946, Lucky Luciano was paroled and deported to Italy. Eunice Carter worked for Special Prosecutor Thomas Dewey until 1945. After that, she worked as a private attorney and advised the United Nations on women's rights and issues. And her work as an assistant district attorney is considered the most successful legal action against organized crime in the United States. Eunice Hunton Carter. This Black woman definitely made history.